So I wanted to clearly tell you about, about this idiotic perception that I don't want nobody to believe this bullshit that um Abba and Preach and all of these idiot stupid people who now they thought that they destroyed the red pill, right? And you can't destroy a red pill because it has no leaders. That's the reason why MGTOW didn't have any leaders. That's why SYSVM don't have any leaders. The only thing they can do is show their biases against a particular group. This is what happens when normies don't do their research and they just say shit. Abba and Preach is probably one of the most misinformed, misinformation platforms, along with a whole bunch of other people, even in the black quote unquote black manosphere as well, right? You got people in the manosphere. Well, you got people out here who will vehemently go against red pill. They'll go against MGTOW, incels, and all this other shit, but they will ignore all the women groups that existed for probably close to 15 years, right? So there always been a pink pill. There always been a divestment movement. There always been groups who talk shit about men like this. But for some reason, these fucking idiots are now turning around and pretending that now it's red pill for women, when that wasn't even the case. This is what happens when you have a female mindset in a male's body, because women only go after the top. They don't know any of the origins. They don't know what happened in between. They only go after something that's popular. This is the reason why half of these people back in 2020, half of them had Black Lives Matter under their fucking their profile, and they stood up for Black Lives Matter. And then now the shit's gone. What, 4 years later, almost 5 years later now, it's gone. Palestine, the Palestine thing is gone. These people go after organizations and groups that they feel is a threat to them, to their society, so they don't have to either compete or they don't have to change up how they speak to people, right? Because they want you to assimilate into their society and you lose everything you are and you become what they want you to be, so they can basically break you down and pick you apart. Now, we're going to give you a little, I'm going to give you a little thing of what I'm talking about, right? Okay. We got it. Let's go.
Or at best.
Guys aren't meant to see this many hot bitches.
Back in the olden days, they would see 200 baddies in their whole life. And now
In
it's
their
like...
whole life.
In their whole life. And now it's like they are desensitized to it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll have conversations with my guy friends where I need to check them, where I'm like, you need to check yourself. They'll be like, oh, well, her hair wasn't perfect, or she didn't have like veneers, so I just didn't. And I'm like, you are a 4 at best. Like, this is insane. You think that you have access. They're so delusional. They think that
how the tables turn. It's because we do have access. Because you guys just throw it out like nothing. You guys are on Instagram with nothing but a thong on, so we know what everybody look like. Nope.
See, and now they have with Fresh and Fit gone. I don't know what the hell happened with Fresh and Fit, but they probably not really at the peak no more. They had to find somebody else. Now they're gonna act like that they are. They're gonna act like they rediscovered the women talking shit to men and how women really said. This is what red pill was actually really this is what red pill countered. This is why there was a manosphere, a red pill, because women were saying this shit on TV in the 80s and the 90s, even the 60s, even in some of the times, I think the 50s. Go back in the 50s, they were talking like this towards men. It changed in the 60s. Everybody's seen the shift. So,
Nobody hide nothing. Half y'all go outside, and when y'all go to them many parties, your booty cheeks hanging out, your titties hanging out, your turtlenecks, which I'm here to say. Do we have access? Yeah. Half of you ladies complain about the fact that y'all date deadbeat and broke. Half y'all talk about you date ain't shit niggas. Oh,
Wait a minute. Why the fuck are you taking? Why are you taking red pill talking points? But your whole platform was about talking down to red pill men. This is what I told. This is what I said about these fuckers, man. These these reinvent man, these, oh my god, these I gotta make them a better name. These reinventors who think that they have made something, they found something that's already existed. That's what these people really are, reinventors. You know, oh man, now they're trying to take the red pill talking points and try to get the red pill people. Imagine a political candidate, because people like now people in the political bullshit, right? And they was talking against one group, and then 4 or 5 years later, they're trying to get that same group on their side. These guys know that the fact that the red pill shit is going down, and it's going down as far as not the concept, but the people they put as leaders. These people pretended that certain people was leader of the red pill, and then turned around and made they basically, what they did was they assigned certain people as the red pill leaders, and then went after them and say they was going after them. Now mind you, I can tell you for a fact that this dude, or I tell you for a fact that these dudes created certain leaders in the red pill to take them down. Now, mind you, you know, the Destinies, they used Destiny, they used Malia, they hanged out with them. And then when the shit became basically everybody running for the hills. There's a lot of shit happening, people getting fired left and right. Companies are dropping their DEIs and shit like that. A lot of shit is happening, right? And a lot of shit's coming to the forefront. A lot of these content creators are now trying to shift because they don't want to be targeted, and they don't want to be at the receiving end of what the fuck that they was doing for the past 8 years. Now you're gonna see these people who was against the red pill now talking, using red pill talking points. The same people that they talked about.
What you was stigmatized or whatever. Yeah, y'all give people access all the time. How do I always see really hot women with ugly n-s? Okay, so how you gonna whine all this time about it and then be like, why you guys acting like it? Yes, because even average dudes get access to hot women. I would know. I'm average. I'm handsome. Great time. God bless him. Not always worth the ride, but hey.
See? And if Fresh and Fit did this shit, mind you, this is the same dude who did that shit with Fresh's baby mom. Well, no, Fit, Fresh. Yeah, Fresh. I don't know which one of them. They're both dork. They both, to me, they both, in the same category. Mind you, these dudes waited until the red pill guys, Fresh and Fit got popular so they can go after them and make money. They even admitted in one of their things that they went after these guys to make money. So we got to understand, there's no reason to take these motherfuckers seriously, but let's hear these.
I paid for admission. I'm going again. All right. So I'm just saying. You're a 4. Yeah, 4's tense. It happens all the time. Because women don't always fuck dudes because they're hot. Sometimes they fuck because they got personality. But he made me laugh. And also, being hot is no longer special because y'all have not made it special. Plastic surgeries, you guys have...
Wait a minute. But that was Red Pill said that shit. Mind you, This is the same motherfucker who was talking shit to who talked shit about a traveling guy. Now, mind you, they didn't make a new video about him when he made a video about them. Because if they made themselves look stupid. Abba and Preach knows when to back the fuck down, even though they're a big channel. They know for a fact that anybody can knock them off. It happened before, right? That's why they distanced themselves from from Destiny, right? So
all figured out the Instagram looks. You guys all oversell how much you guys are good looking in pictures, and then we get in place, and you guys like don't match it. So like the commodity of hotness is so accessible. I go on my phone, I see it every day. If I pay for $5, I see half of them naked if I want. So it's just like I could get it for free all day long. Why would hotness be special? We've devalued things. Well, these ladies are arguing and they're getting mad because dudes don't value it anymore.
You have access. They're so delusional. They think that
They're
they
so
can
f***ing delusional.
bag like these hot girls because there's so many hot girls on Instagram.
And then they f***ing do them dirty because you think you're going to get another batter, which it's like at one point we all start to even out, but also at the same time.
Okay, so first off, she said we were delusional for being able to bag them. Then now she's saying, yeah, you guys did bag them, and then you try to upgrade to another bag. So what is it? Can we not get them, or can we get them even in the same?
now, mind you, this is the same. Like I said before, that this is a. I'm gonna. There's a couple. I think I'm probably gonna do a video after this, unless my phone goes to like 20%, and you know I charged my phone yesterday, so it's on. What's my phone on right now? What's my phone on? I charged it yesterday at 5:18. It's been 19 hours ever since the charge. So
In video, she contradicts herself. First she said we're delusional. Then she said, no, you guys do bang them, but you do them dirty. Well, how do you think we even got to do them dirty? Because we've gotten a few of them. you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what this sounds like? This sounds like the delusional talk I hear red pillars. Oh, these women think because they're f***ing hot, they're just gonna get shit in life, and it's gonna be yeah.
And then they turn around and get shit.
And you see, they said red pill for women. Women been talking like this for decades before men ever even had a platform. So it's weird.
And then they turn around and get shit. Like, oh, you got to get your money up, and you got to get, because as a value man, you get this and that, and then you have to get real estate, you got to get a big car. Why? To get those women that want that.
Exactly.
It's weird.
Or they'll complain about.
That was never red pill talking points. That was the people that y'all placed on the red pill totem pole. Red pill was never about that. Red pill, and somebody asked me that I need to break down what red pill really is, and I might do that because a lot of these people, they have misconception of what red pill is. And I said this before, not everybody's going to be a superstar. Not everybody's going to be, but let's go.
These women, and then, Walter will get her pregnant. Just say. So it's just like, this sounds like the red pill energy. This is that same anger, okay? So I want y'all to look at these women with that same energy of like, you guys look at the red pill. It's not.
But the fact is that these women existed before the red pill. Like, these guys don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. Red pill, to my knowledge, it existed in 2001. I discovered red pill in 2001, before YouTube was ever created. It was on forums when there was doctors, lawyers, policemen, military who told their stories about the wars and everything else. It was plastic surgeons, everybody who was in that space talking about what females do and said and everything else. I got that experience at 15.
The red pill is the red tampon.
There you go.
Wait a minute. This shit exists before that. So basically, you're trying. I'm telling you what these motherfuckers really are, man. They are really, really out here thinking they're reinventing they have paid attention to the red pill. They have talked down to the red pill. They had laughed at men's plight for so long. They don't even know. They didn't even think that these women existed. But now somehow, some way, these women are taking the red pill. But somehow, some way, it's... Oh, man. These guys are like... They are the definition of reinventors.
That's fire.
Yeah, I was gonna say pink pill, but red tampon.
No, the red, because if you don't take the pill, then you're on the tampon.
Got you.
This is my thing.
Wait a minute. It is the pink pill, you stupid idiot. This is what happens when you make... This is what happens when foreigners make videos about American shit. And don't y'all find it weird that the UK guys, Australian guys, and Canada guys are in the business of America? Like we the same people? It's like, I don't give a fuck of what's going on in the UK. I don't give a fuck of what's going on over in Canada or in Australia. Because I don't live in those places. I let people who live in those places talk about it. I could respect, shout out to Babatunde Omanda. Babatunde talked about the situation in the UK. He talked about vehemently. And then we talked about it, or what we going through over here. Why are they not talking about Canadian girls? Why are they talking about American shit? My bad, because the Canadian laws don't allow them to talk down to women over in Canada. So they got to come over here and talk down to us because they can't do it to their own people.
I always say your resume is trash on paper and in real life.
Exactly.
Your resume is trash for you to be talking like this, sounding like this, and acting like you have so many options available to you.
No, it's crazy.
And right back to you went right back.
Oh my God!
You went from you don't have the options to you have them and you fuck them to right back to you ain't got no options. Wow, it's a double contradiction. It's crazy.
First of all, you can't look like that.
Yeah, but you're the one. You're the main dudes who contradict shit. I bet you if somebody came out of nowhere, a pro boxer came out of nowhere, and he was red pill, and he challenged Preach to a fight, he would turn it down. The whole Fresh and Fit and Album versus Preach turned. It happened because Preach wanted to fight Fresh or Fit, whatever, because he talked about his wife, even though his wife ugly as fuck. She ugly as shit. I seen her, and I'll talk about her because you talking shit. I mean, if you had that more social skills, you would have picked a better looking woman, right? But somehow, some way, you think that you're the authority on social issues because you have a YouTube channel. Sure.
And have a trash resume and expect to bag a 10 every time. You're funny. You're not that funny.
Look how angry they are.
Yeah.
You know what this anger is? You know what I think this is? This is when you...
A tampon.
This is what happens. Even though they're like, oh, you think you can bang a 10? You know what this is? This is when you sleep with a hot girl, realize her personality is dog shit, so you leave her, and she's like, you ever think you're gonna get a bitch as hot as me? Fuck you. Loser. You got a little dick anyways. Yeah. And it's just this bitch messaging you by herself. There's nobody else replying, just her in your chat, just leaving you. I'm never gonna call you again. Or you're not even gonna reply. You're a fucking coward. I've had that before. Yes. And it's just like, yo, ma, like, we went on 3 dates. I didn't even sleep with you. I just don't like you. They mad.
And I
because
like, I like you even less.
Here's what they say.
What
they said, it's even more offensive because you're ugly.
Yes.
Right? So their ego can't take the fact that someone they perceive as being below them discarded them in a way. It's not. It's like we're not vibing.
And it's okay. It's not. There's a thing where I notice that people have a hard time to think. They think that everybody is gonna like them. They have a hard time understanding that it's a possibility that there's some people that don't like you, and you actually have nothing to do with that. They just don't like you. They don't like certain things about you. And you know what? It's okay. It will happen. Mm-hmm. Some people are not everybody's cup of tea. And
wait a minute. You guys know this shit, but then you try to tell men to go out there and... You tell men to go self-improve or go social, and then men find out that they're not everybody's cup of tea, and their options start to get smaller and smaller and smaller. And then they're in the room with a 500-pound woman, and you tell him that he should date that woman because that's the only woman he got left that likes his personality. But then you dog on somebody who says, well, I don't want this option. I don't got this choice. I'm going overseas. Better looking women. And then you got a problem with that.
Even when you're a T, well, some people don't even like T. Like, you know what I mean? It's like...
So as a tittyologist, I didn't discriminate, and we...
In the date, they will go the extra mile, and they have this like young, fun. They want to impress me. It's the guys who are my age and older that feel kind of jaded. Like there's like.
A broke man is a...
Now, mind you, this is a person who, let's see his videos, oldest videos, 4 years ago. Basically somebody who decided that they wanted to make YouTube videos, and basically they started following the hate train on going against Red Pill. It's only 4 years old. Let's see Abin Preach videos back in the day. Let's show you the history, because I have to tell y'all about the history. People history is important. Let's go. Abin Preach videos, oldest videos. 9 years ago. 9 years ago. Now 2012. Now the hypocritical of women not wanting short men. Teaches how to be a real man. Feminism for bros more cringe. Women hitting men. Wait a minute. We just exposed your boys Apple and Preach. They was Red Pill when they first came in. This is 9 years ago. They was preaching Red Pill shit. What really women think. This is when Preach was by himself. I can't stand Bruno's Mars. You're not open to dating a trans-buller? You can't get away with this. Him too. They opened up as a going against Red Pill people. I mean, going against feminism. Wow. Because I don't really fuck with them like that. But I'm seeing this right now on my pre-recorded. The Tinder trap. Look.
May not know. No, my name is Natasha.
Yo. I think this is the kind of shit that makes me hate niggas. Because if this is me, I'm either leaving or I'm throwing tomatoes.
Too much sauce.
So yeah, who's about to...
Now, mind you, this is back in 2009. I told you that a lot of people got a sellout point of what they are and who they are, and they're not genuine people. So let's see what he says.
Way more sauce with my tomatoes on stage. Yo, if I'm supposed to meet up with you with a one-on-one date and this turns out to be a gimmick, bitch, I'm gone. I got too much self-respect to waste my fucking time listening to you on stage. This is the most self-serving garbage I've ever seen.
And I have...
It's fucking...
Your thing like Tinder in real life is exactly how you feel. So what the...
Why are male managers uncomfortable being around women? Oh shit, man. I didn't even look, man. Like I said, history is very important out here, man. You gotta look at people's history. So let's see what this other, he's an orbiter of Abin Preach. Now he said the same thing. Red Pill for women. So there's a Red Pill community for women. No, not really.
A broke man is a dangerous man, and you have no business dating one.
Look, I'm not becoming one of those types of content creators, but I've seen too many videos in 2025 of women just portraying loser activity. So when I saw this video... Wow,
he just discovered them doing that in 2025. But this shit's been going on for almost 20, 30, 40, 50 years. You stupid motherfucker. But the funny thing about this is that you can tell these fuckers, they are not genuine who they go against. They don't have a mindset of their own, and they work for people. I told you these niggas work for women. These guys work for women. They mainly work for women. They don't know anything about red pill. They just go to the top. That's kind of like looking at top players. Imagine if football had top 5 players in the NFL, and these top 5 players turn out to be all pedos. Guess what happens? These fuckers, Abba and Preach and this dude, will say the NFL is filled with a bunch of pedos. Why? Because the top 5 players are pedos. They will literally, genuinely just pay attention to the 5 top guys and say every football player in the whole organizations are all pedos. They won't do their research. They don't care about the people at the bottom. They don't care about the beginning of it. They only care about the top. But now somehow they're now they have discovered this they have discovered this revelation thing about women saying all this crazy shit online, when there's so many videos out there of them saying this type of shit. These reinventors are fucking they lame.
Video on Abba and Preach's channel. I knew I had to make my own version of it, and literally, like somebody said in the comment section, there's just a bunch of contradictions on both sides. They don't even realize they are becoming fresh and fit with wigs on.
Back in the olden days, they would see 200.
This happened before Fresh and Fit. If I ask this fucker and Abba and Preach, what year when Fresh and Fit started? And what was both of their names before they teamed up together? And who put them on? They wouldn't tell you. They wouldn't know. I was there from the beginning of Fresh and Fit. I knew they was frauds from the very beginning. Just like your boy, what's that dude name? What's the fuck that guy's name? Andrew Tate. That nigga was fake. I remember him back when he banged Jordan Peterson's daughter. And I'm like, this guy's a clown. And then he got big. Same thing with Sneeko. What happened to him when he used the red pill? A lot of the shit is going around in circles. Now they looking stupid because now they are reinventors, man. They're rediscovering things that we already talked about 15 years ago, 20 years ago. And now they're gonna try to take credits and relabel shit now. They're gonna take a box of cereal that's been in the warehouse, and then put a new label on it and say, well, I created this. That's my ingredient. I mean, somebody looking at it, no, that's not what happened. What are you talking about? That cereal been out for 20 years. No, I just discovered it because it was in the warehouse. No, that's not how it worked.
In their whole life, and now it's like they are desensitized to it. And sometimes I'll have conversations with my guy friends where I need to check them, where I'm like, you need.
If anybody was giving a clear perspective. But the strange phenomenon about this is women will give them praise for saying just outlandish shit. Every time I scroll down the timeline.
Give them praise, but we been said the shit was delusional, you fucker. You dumb shit. We been said this shit. Red Pill was already said it, but you niggas was just paying attention to niggas who wasn't red pill. They was just grifters taking money from men, from aimless men. But you guys didn't understand that we was always right in the first place. That's like going towards somebody who was in Vietnam and they told you that they was being experimented on, and then you said that the guy need to be in a mental institution. But then 20 years later, he was right about him being experimented on, but you're not going to go back and apologize to this guy, and you're not going to say you was wrong. You're just going to go about your life and pretend that you were the one who discovered this big information.
I see a video like the ones that we've shown, but I'll see a video like this, and then when I go to the comment section, it just has me looking, wow.
Battery level is 30%.
Whenever I've heard a man say, let me see what you look like with no makeup. Let me see what you look.
about themselves. I hear videos talking about men don't need to know women's finances. Men don't need to know women's dating history. Men don't need to know what you look like without makeup.
But you and Abba Priest perpetuate this shit. Y'all said the red pill was wrong. When we want to know who we messing with, so it doesn't mess up our lives, you told us to just jump into pool without any kind. That's like telling us to jump in a pool full of piranhas, but we don't know the piranhas is in the pool, and then we get eat up. You tell us to heal up and then jump back in the pool because somehow, some way, if we believe that the piranhas are not there, somehow, some way, the piranhas is just going to disappear, even though they're still there, and we get bitten up again, and you tell us to go in the pool the third time, because if we just have positive attitude, the piranhas is going to disappear. Instead of just emptying the damn pool, getting the piranhas out, or going to another pool, and stop going into the same pool with people telling you to go jump in the pool full of piranhas, because mental positivity, you stupid motherfuckers. That's like telling somebody to walk on a fucking landmine, go into a route that has landmines around, and then tell them to go walk in there. They lose a leg, and you tell them to buck up. Just go back out there and go wheelchair your ass back into that same area where he lost his leg, and then you tell him to do it again, and he blows up and again, and he has no, he's apparently, oh man, you just can think, you guys been doing this bullshit for a long time. I don't really want to go after this guy because he only made his videos 4 years ago. A lot of these new content creators, they jumped into this shit 4 years ago. These are normies who jumped into something that they didn't even know what the fuck they were talking about. A lot of these normie motherfuckers jumped into the shit because they didn't have nothing to do. Jessica X, all these different people. They jumped into the red pill and then they jumped out because they didn't have any kind of investment into this shit, right? The red pill, all this other stuff saved my life. There's a reason why I know that I can walk in certain neighborhoods and I can't walk in certain other neighborhoods. I know how to dress a certain particular way to keep me blend in, where I can have a pocket full of money or something and motherfuckers don't know because I dressed a certain way. But
don't need to know about your family life. Well, damn. Then you get mad when men don't know things about you, and it's because, well, it's none of their business. It's not some stigma behind dating and women that honestly has men lonelier than ever. And on the flip side of that, it's doing the exact same things for women, and nobody says anything.
Including your stupid ass. We already said that shit. But y'all go around after men. Y'all tried to turn men into dating slaves. Y'all tried to turn men into social slaves. You trying to turn men into sexual slaves. You trying to turn men into monkey dancing niggas all the time. That we always got to talk for thousands and thousands of hours. I always tell this. I always ask this shit to people who tell somebody who got social skills. I said this before. If I put you in a room with 10 people from 10 different cultures, are you going to get along with every culture that I put you in a room with? And they're like, oh, what are you talking about? I'm like, you said you got social skills. And then you said that if I'm a loser over here, I'm a loser over there, right? So that means that you're a winner over here. You're going to go overseas and you're going to fit in. There's different customs. You can't shake people's hand because that's disrespectful in some cultures. You can't talk down to people. You can't roast people because as soon as you open your mouth to roast somebody, insult somebody, you're going to get it dead straight in your mouth. Bang, boom, bing, bang, boom, bing. You just get hit right in your mouth. And it'll be a whole different fight. And when you fighting somebody overseas, they don't care about your boxing background. They're going to come to you every single day to whip your ass. And they're gonna come to you every single day until they beat you. Until they finish you off. But y'all don't understand that different culture stuff is a thing, right?
There is not a single man who actually believes in not all men, because they'll tell their sisters and mothers to be careful, and they'll obsess over controlling their wives and daughters because they know deep down they too assume that men are all the same. But to everybody else, it's not all men. So to those men, instead of trying to distance yourself from the problem because you can't get over your bruised male ego, realize that if you
Wow. You like it? Hey, Meta, remind me where I parked my...
Realize that if you refuse to acknowledge the problem by derailing the conversation and invalidating...
Now, isn't it funny that, they're finally discovering... It's funny as shit that guys like this dude who jumped in it during the pandemic finally realized that these motherfuckers was out here unchecked saying all this different shit like this. They've been doing this shit for decades, saying dumb shit like this. But we were actually taking videos and doing all that. Now somebody said, well, it's sports centers for women, and you know, you need to stop checking bitches and stuff. No, it's about putting out the evidence out there in court, you dumb fucks. It's funny to me that a lot of people talk about law enforcement and all this other shit and how they have experience in this shit, but this is one of the things that you cancel out. You have to understand that the reason why the government and put red pill and the so-called manosphere on the so-called hate group list, even though there's hate groups in America that they're not going after. This is the same America, same police justice system that never went after the mob, but they went after black people, and they disenfranchises the Black Panther movement. It's documented, and then they planted all these different civil rights leaders inside the government, and they worked with them to disenfranchise black people. And then when that didn't work, they threw crack cocaine in the black community and literally destroyed black people as a whole. With the crack cocaine, all the leaders turned out to be drunks and everything else. And then they keep us over sexualized.
Women, you are just as bad.
Now, on surface level, some of this stuff has good conversation and good intention behind it. There's something to be talked about how people view each other in relationships. But when this person specifically, or other content creators like her, base their whole identity and lifestyle about relationships suck, men only see you as lesser than, you're not equal to a man in his eyes, etc., only pushing the divide further and further between men and women.
The divide's been there ever since the 50s and the 60s, you stupid fuck. This is why Red Pill was created. The divide was already there from a long time ago. Let's do a history lesson, you stupid fuck. Feminism started, let's see, do I have it? Feminism started in 1848. 1848. Now, you do the math of 1848 plus now. No, we gonna do it the 60s, because it didn't really... The free love movement was a hyper feminist society, because most of the men held together. The 1930s, 40s, 50s, and the 1940s, no, the 1930s, 40s, and 50s. Oh, well, 1930s and 40s. A lot of men was lost. In the 1920s, 30s, and 40s. The 1920s, 30s, 40s. So many of the strongest men's left, and when they came back, they was broken, right? So it became different now in the 50s and the 60s. The 50s and the 60s turned into something totally different. So you have 1848 and 1948 to 1950. That was 100 years for them to gain power on the society, because most of the men was too high and too drunk, and they all wanted to share into this madness that it was. That was the peak of feminism, free love, and all the drugs and all of the different stuff, and it came with a lot of consequences. Most of those people from the 50s and the 60s are dead from the diseases that they that they culminated. Now, 2025, how many years it is? It's 177 years later, and this is the second wave of high-level feminism that guys like you are pretty much on forces of. Uncut underground holes are winning. We're gonna get to that point where women will say and do whatever they want, and we will get to I think that's what they want. They want another 60s level type of thing where there's no consequences. All this shit's gonna happen. All this crazy shit's gonna happen. They get to say what, do whatever they want. And the free love shit. They want that to happen. That's why they're pushing the LGBTQ community. They're trying to turn every guy who they're trying to say that they're trying to make every single guy that can't get a woman, they try to make them gay. Or they try to give them a chick with a dick. That's what they're doing. That's their goal. To try to get every man assigned to a tranny or try to make every man a bottom boy. And I'm gonna tell you right now, most men who can't get a woman will die before they let another man stick something in their behind, and they would die before they let another man kiss them in their mouth or suck on their stick. I speak for tons and tons of guys. They would rather jump off a bridge than to let that happen. This is why they want it. This is why their first go-to is somebody's gay or somebody's gay. Because their whole goal was to try to make men kiss each other. Because women are they're more lesbians than ever because, well, they already liked each other in the first place. I don't see men. I don't see men touching each other. Talking about how big his ass is or how big his muscles is or he looks sexy with a haircut and all this. Women are too close to each other, watching each other naked and looking at each other's bodies like nah, don't get in front of me, dog. I get uncomfortable. I was in the gym one time, dude was like, I'm like, nah, come on, dog, come on, bro. In my head, I'm like, come on, bro, I don't want to see that, dog. They're like, oh, you must be getting no. I'm comfortable as a man to see another man naked. That's the thing. So, but that was the goal for these guys.
When it comes to dating and relationships, what do we think is the outcome? It looks like relationships are put on the back burner more and more and more, and then people are in their 30s and they get desperate because there's some sort of clock that's ticking.
That's women, not men. Most men, the statistics are already out here. Most men will end themselves before they let themselves be desperate enough to go with an overweight, fat, unattractive girl. Most of them would just click, boom. That's it.
Looks like people don't know how to respect each other based off of the sole fact that they have two different genders than each other. It looks like people will avoid relationships more and more because on one end of the spectrum, there are men telling men not to date these women and stack their bread. And then on the other end, there are...
No, we're telling men not to date these women and stack their bread to give them better options just in case they want to go date. They go into a better environment. You missing that point, dumb fuck? That's why y'all went after passport bros, because they found an easier way, an easier option to not deal with this bullshit in the first place and go under certain social things where they have to pay attention to certain rules and regulations. I'd rather be under a society that is strict with me than under a society that is chaotic like this. Right? Because that's the reason why most of you motherfuckers, most of the women here will never survive in Dubai. A lot of the women that go to Dubai, nobody talks about how the wrong women destroyed Dubai. Women used to go to Dubai to get pissed and shit on. Now, from what I was told, Dubai men don't want a lot of American women over their country no more because the wrong women thought that they can do the same thing the Instagram models did, but they don't know how to keep their mouth shut, and they don't know how to respect the culture. You can't go overseas, get paid to get shitted on, and then go around spitting and punching on punching on people because they got rules and regulations for everything. And I respect that. Every culture got different rules that you pay attention to, even if it's not written down. There's social rules that you have to pay attention to. This is why I don't believe in the whole you're a loser everywhere, because there's rules that you have to pay attention to. You can't go around talking shit like this to somebody in their face in other cultures. You can't. You can't even make videos like that because they'll come see you. Ask some of them comedians that try to do the shit in Mexico. They got solved, and now they're not alive no more. That's why there's not an aberrant preach in Mexico, in Brazil, in Russia. There's not an aberrant preach in any of these countries. That's why they're not a digital underground, a super slide, a Reg the Bad Guy in all of these countries talking shit like this to the men. They would have already got eliminated already. There are red pill channels in these countries, and nobody goes after them because they know that these guys are telling the truth. There's MGTOWs in these places. Nobody go after them. Even in Japan, there's MGTOW channels and incel channels, but they got their own version of incels. Nobody talk down to the guys that don't want relationships or can't go outside and none of that. They don't do that. The government, the difference between America and other countries create programs for their men. America never created a program for men to go socialize in a certain environment. They never did that. But they will have programs to give abortion, give free money to abortion. They'll give free money to transgenders to change their assignment. They would give free money to gay couples that have condoms all the time. Yeah, it's coming out now.
Women telling women don't deal with these men.
Now, we're going to show you the shit that these people ignored all these years ago, like fucking idiots.
Look, from the very beginning, football's been a conspiracy to make us hungry. Now let me tell you where it all started.
Because it is my preference. And you know, Twitter talk about divestment was hilarious to me because let me tell you something, baby, okay? I've been divested since 1996, okay? I've been divested, you know, before.
Now, you got a woman on here talking about divestment. She been on here for 2 years. And they not made one video about her.
Hey guys, it's your girl Who Swirls. Chris Carrington from Beyond Black and White. Now before I even go on, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Trust me, after the end of
This is Pink Pill. This is the woman who had a convention, I think, that she tried to hook up a whole bunch of ugly single black women to date white men, and it was unsuccessful. This is 7 years ago. 7 years ago. 7 years ago. Not one video made about them. Not one video made about her. On their side.
Female friends who have lost hope and desire will be lying to you or presenting the wrong image of men. It might be suggesting that about 4 to 6 of y'all get a little house together where you share responsibilities for keeping each other alive. It's called a commune, but they're not going to call it that. They will eliminate your future vision of being with a man or having a family with a.
And one of the things that they never talk about is the female incels. They never talk about the female losers. They never talk about the female women that don't try. They just complain. I'm going to show you instances where there's women on here calling themselves losers, saying they tried everything, and you don't see the same energy they give men. They don't tell them to go outside, go talk to 1,000 people. It's a different energy. Now,
Man, they your family now. Y'all, come on. These are people who have lost hope, who have lost desire. Y'all, you know incels? You know what an incel is? It's an involuntarily celibate person. Involuntarily celibate.
So every time you listen to them and you allow their truth to penetrate your psyche, you are going against the truth.
Never seen nothing like this before. Never seen nothing like this.
Now, mind you, it's people like this that exist. Tanya TKO, a swirler divester, Pink Pill, and the other girls, who I don't know her name. This content existed before you niggas knew about it. And we was talking about women like this, but you said that we were lame, losers, we need to shut up and all this other stuff. It's here.
Trust me when I say this. I know where the girls are coming from when they say to decenter men and that you shouldn't put any value into what men think of you or how they treat you because they're dog shit most of the time. Okay? I get that and I understand it. The problem I have is as a straight heterosexual woman who's attracted to straight heterosexual men and would like to experience a romantic heterosexual relationship with a man but has never had the opportunity to do so, it makes it hard to really accomplish that. And on top of that, I am force-fed content on and offline on a daily basis, seeing women who are truly valued and treated well by the men in their lives. And that makes me physically ill.
See, and mind you, Forever Alone girl is preaching. Mind you, I sold this shit like, what, a couple years ago? What, like a year ago or whatever? But nobody telling her to self-improve. Nobody telling her to take her ass to the gym, go to the doctors and figure something out so you can go lose weight. But if this was a man, he'd be shitted on, right? I told you that in this society, it's now a male humiliation society. Humiliating a male is a sport for everybody now, because they think that men are now can be created by the dozens. This is why they let certain women have kids. What the hell? This is why they let certain women have kids, so they can overpopulate basically the society with dumb males, so they can control them faster.
The time, like having content shoved down my throat of how some women are treated by the men in their lives and how valued they actually are, and knowing that no man in my life has been.
Makes me think of like that kid in school who was rejected, so then they just start.
Do it. Amazing. But then there's...
Now, mind you, this is the same woman. I remember her a couple years ago, and a couple people did videos on her. Mind you, this is the same chick who pretend that she is somehow lonely, celibate, and all this other shit. And then pretty much it came out that she was just one of the girls who thought that Mr. Perfect was going to come along. A lot of these girls will complain about shit and they got many options. But then the men are told that they got to do a million things just to have one option. One ugly, fat, unattractive option. Okay.
Hi, my name is I Exist. I'm 26 years old. I am a virgin. I never got a college education. I still live with mommy and daddy. I don't drive because I'm too afraid to. I can't really tell you anything I've accomplished in life besides graduating high school, I guess. I haven't really done anything since then. I kind of have friends, but they're also my coworkers. I don't know if that counts.
Now, mind you, if this was a male, I'm showing you the comment section based off what it would like if it was a guy and what it would like with a female. Nobody's in the comment section telling her to self-improve, get her life together, none of this shit. But they would do this for a guy. So women get to go around being so-called losers, but somehow men are told that there ain't no women out here losers and all this. And I bet you this girl turned down a whole bunch of guys that wanted to date her.
I've never dated before. I'm just kind of a big loser. I am very lazy. I should clean my bedroom, but I don't, and I'm not going to show you the mess. I spend way too many hours on the internet, but only on Discord and YouTube. I don't have any real social media because I'm too much of a loser. I have nothing to show off on there. Isn't that what social media is about, showing off your life? I have nothing to show off, so I just watch YouTube videos, and I have my own crappy little YouTube channel.
Did you see this? I just saw somebody who want a self-deletion. Now let me read this comment for you right here. Let me read this comment for you. I wish there was a service on helping people in their lives, because some of us, including me, are not capable of competing with today's society. See, this is the quintessential of being a red pill, is looking at everybody, looking at every single body and seeing it from every single angle. Look at this shit. You are beautiful. You're not a loser. This woman makes me look like a champion. Artistic and ADD. You're exactly like me. I seen a guy on YouTube can be sensitive if you look at him. I'm a loser too. Isn't this what most men want? A sweet, innocent, creative family with? Who been ran through by hundreds of women? Who to treat you like a garbage? Who ghetto friends, blah, blah, blah. You need to see a psychologist if you diagnosed to treat you. Your channel's the best. Now let's see if she's still on YouTube. I want a duck. Will you be my friend? Winding down for the night. But nobody talks down to her. Let's see this. Oh, these ads, man. I'm sorry. These ads is pissing me off, man.
I am a 33-year-old woman with no direction in life, and I want to talk about it. I will give you some advice at the end of how to deal with this and cope with no sense of direction. But for now, I kind of just want to tell you my story of how I got here. And it's not long, and it's not that sad, and it's not like, I'm not going to try to make you cry. When I was maybe late teens to my 20s to like college age, I had a vision in my head of what I wanted out of my life, of what my life was going to be like when I reached the age I'm at now. And some of the things I wanted were, okay, of course, I was going to graduate college, which I did.
I don't see any comments telling her to self-improve. I don't see no comments telling her to go outside. I don't see any comments. You have to understand from the perspective of, you see the comments and who they treat people and what they say to certain people. It's like they try to feed men to the slaughter, and they tell women that it's okay to stand in one place and do whatever they want to do. But they don't say that to guys, right? If a woman came on here and said she's addicted to porn, they wouldn't have a problem with it because, well, it's a woman. She can be addicted to porn, right?
I've never known romantic love, but I have a platonic soulmate of 7 years and counting. With all the fat phobia, I really forgot how much y'all hate fat people. Like, the fucking audacity. I wasn't even sure if I wanted to address these comments. I'll just address them quickly. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. But the audacity that some of you have to say, lose weight, then you'll get a boyfriend. Most of them were from men, which is to be expected. But there were some women too, which makes me pretty sad. One woman said, not trying to be mean, girl, if you have to say that, like, it's already...
Now, mind you, they tell men that they gotta shape their whole personality, shape who they are, shape their muscles, go to the gym, go do trades, make millions of dollars. Oh, you gotta have money in your pocket. You gotta go be focused, and you gotta do all this. And then women are sitting around talking about, I can be fat and ugly and have a bad personality. Oh, have a good personality, my bad. Talk for 1,000 hours, make a woman laugh every single minute and every single hour, right?
To be mean.
I don't have to talk. I don't have to pretend that I know something. I have the video proof. I have the evidence of the comment section of how they treat men, what they say about men, and what they say about women. I don't have to do anything. This is easy. This is easier for me right here. This is a cakewalk right here. But these guys somehow thought they discovered red pill. This shit's been here for years. Why they don't have content talking about the women? Why none of these guys talk about the women? And mind you, the advice you give to these women don't want to be nobody's roster. These women don't want to be nobody's play toys. They actually want relationships. but they're not willing to put forth the effort to do it, but they don't get ragged on. Because somehow, some way, male self-deletion is not as important as women's self-deletion. So you can rag on men, tell them to do this and tell them to do that, and they're in the middle of talking about self-improving, and then they finally get the break and say, hey, this shit ain't nothing, and they jump off a roof. Oh, he was doing so great. No, he was mentally exhausted from this bullshit that you was telling him, and it wasn't working. But, you know, these overweight women like this can...
I be mean, but have you ever considered that it could increase attractiveness if you lose weight? Or another woman said something like, maybe the reason that people aren't approaching you is because you're overweight. She thought she was being helpful. And the crazy thing is, I never once said that I had an issue with people not being attracted to me.
And the funny thing about this is that there's a lot of men out here that like overweight women. Let me tell you this right now. Men are more empathetic towards women than people are empathetic towards men. Men will make a whole category to worship a certain woman who don't have certain features and qualities to cater to them. Overweight women, ugly women, unattractive, single moms, all that shit. How many women out here had made a group for guys who are short with bad personalities or this and this and that? They have not made a space for certain men. You have to fit into society for people to like you. But there's women out here that don't fit in anything, and guess what? People create categories just for them to fit in.
I never once said that there was a lack of people desiring me, yet people just assume that that's why I'm single. That's crazy. They just assume that I'm single because nobody wants me. They assume I'm single because people don't think I'm attractive. That's fucking crazy. Look at me! I'm not trying to... Not that I have to prove anything to anybody, but like, I, believe it or not, I get approached often. Because I'm stunning. I am gorgeous. I feel bad for the people who have such a narrow definition of beauty. But then I stopped feeling so sad when I realized that the type of people that would comment something like this must be so deeply insecure in themselves to even say stuff like this, that they hate to see that I'm confident in the way that I am, you know? Even though I'm not conventionally attractive. And they probably think that the ideal woman is like skinny, fake boobs, and blonde. And they think that's the only version of beautiful that exists. And
Find a pet-friendly Italian restaurant with outdoor seating nearby and text it to Luca.
That's so much confidence. Like me, I'll walk around with a crop top and my belly out, and I'll walk around as if I'm the hottest bitch in the world. And then people will see me that way because they're like, damn, this bitch doesn't care what people think at all. And my belly is sexy as fuck. And that has helped me build so much confidence. It's just like being around people all the time and
No, she be around certain type of people all the time that tell her there's nothing wrong with her. She pretty much contradicts herself when she said they think the average girl is blonde hair, blue eyes, fake boobs. Means that if she get around good, better looking, attractive women, if she was in a room full of attractive women and all the women around her was getting attention and she wasn't, she would probably, you know, in her own life, because, you know, imagine if she wasn't around, if she didn't control the certain people around her in society. Then I just say that society makes room for people like her to feel confident and do all this other stuff. They make room for women like her, but then they talk about other people. She had the nerve to sit there and tell somebody they insecure. Come on.
Know how to put in hard work. I know how to plan things.
If someone is not putting in the same effort as you, then that's where shit gets a little messy, because everyone wants to be appreciated.
I want to say a couple things straight off the bat. So dating as a virgin, it is just quite the odd.
I kid you not. The kid bit my lip so hard that it broke through the skin.
name is Sarah, and
Hi, you guys. I didn't get my first kiss till I was 20, so here I am. And like, I don't judge other people for what they want to do. If you want to sleep with as many people as you want to sleep.
I'm finna give this ninja something he can't get rid of. And when I say something he can't get rid of, I'm talking about something deep. I'm talking about...
So, I don't have to do anything. This is what happens when normies get on information they think that they found, or they try to recreate shit that they don't do their own research. They went after the red pill in order to get pussy points and in order to get money off the hate of men. Like I said, it's big business to humiliate men. I don't know how long this humiliation is going to be, but it's big business to humiliate men, right? Because women pay millions and millions, probably billions of dollars to say men ain't shit. These reinventors, you're going to see more of them. Thinking they discovered things. They're going to start, posting certain videos now. Oh my God, I didn't know they was doing this type of stuff. You just watch.